Load that up.
How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing out there? Y'all chime on in with us. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Finally made it back to the studio.
Yes.
I can see that hopefully y'all can hear us out there and that you can see us very well.
I know where Chris at to lock us in.
Yeah, Chris usually lets us know. I don't know if he's on tonight, but
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see who comes on tonight. Y'all chime on in. We're going to give you a couple seconds to get on in.
Yes. So, how was your day today, baby?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was a long 10, but it was okay.
Not too bad.
Right. Not too bad at all. Not too bad.
Well, my day wasn't too bad either.
Yeah? How'd it go?
I got some stuff done.
Yeah?
No.
What happened?
Today was a tiring day. I don't know why. I was just tired. Then, on top of being tired, I felt like super sluggish today. My body was just not cooperating. I got sleep, but I think it's because I didn't get a chance to make my green juice. So, yeah. I feel better now since I took a shower and stuff. But yeah, it was kind of bad up in these streets.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, hopefully whoever's on right now, y'all can hear us, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear us out there. Type a 1 in the chat or say, yeah, you can hear us.
Say yeah.
Say something.
Say yeah. People be shy. They don't be wanting to say nothing. They tell us later on, they be like, yeah, it was a good show. Yeah, I had a few people who've actually been like, you guys have saved me in moments and situations, and they was listening, and we said some stuff that kind of hit home or something that they could relate to. I guess
I'm gonna have to check to see if everything is good.
Something that they could relate to or whatever. Yeah, I think it's all fine.
Everything is good. We're good. They can hear it. We loud and clear. Everything is good.
So yeah, I had a few people tell me that about the show. They was just like, thank you, because there's been moments where you guys it was like they were talking right to me.
Well, good. I'm glad that somebody's getting something out of this.
Yeah.
And that everything is copacetic on their end.
Copacetic. Yeah. Cheers to a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
It's been a productive week. It's been busy. Chris is in the building. What up, Chris?
What up, Chris? It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, looking and sounding great. We was waiting on you, Chris, because we got to get, we got to wait to make sure our backstage, our behind the scenes guy.
First, I'd like to say I apologize for last week. I just could not get the technical difficulties out the way. It was so difficult to do.
They was getting you.
Well, I mean, it just on site. It seemed like every problem that you could possibly have was just.
You had it.
It was just like, oh my God,
like here we is.
Yeah, and it was, it was rough, but well, I got through it, though I was sweating at the end of it, trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
It'd be like that sometimes, you know what I mean? It does. It'd be like that, but it was definitely a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what to do next time. I'm definitely gonna have to buy another
one
piece.
Of them days, eh, Sean?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely gonna buy another piece of equipment that will allow me to get the sound like when they're talking on the mics and all that stuff. So I think I got it figured out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we probably not even gonna need that right now.
No, I'm just saying for in the future. I know what to
Yeah.
get to make it happen the way I want it to sound. So it'll be like a whole nice show going on. Like they can hear them, they can hear us at the same time, and the music. Like, cause the DJ was popping, but it was distorting my little baby mic that I had on. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good. It happens. Oh, thank you, Chris. That means a lot to me because I do not feel like that. I feel like, ugh. But thank you. You know, I'll be trying to do something different and stuff.
You trying to have one of them days, huh?
Nah, it is one of them days. It is like I don't even know what to tell you. But
what we got going? Yeah, what's up? What we got going?
The event went well. Last week we had some hiccups.
She collected some awards, and
yeah, I got an award from Senator Jackie Rosen. So shout out to the senator for that.
Shout out to Jackie.
Yeah, appreciate you. I got my my award. The Senate, what they call it, it was for Women of Global Change, where we each individually got awards for being members of the chapters and being board members. So that was pretty cool. The event went very well for the most part. It was over 200 people or something like that.
It was probably was good. A little bit over that. Yeah, at certain times, depending on, you know how they do. People come in, they come out, you know. But it was a lot of good stuff there. They had some pretty cool paintings there, and it was just a good look. They had some, you know, upper echelon people.
Yeah, we had the governor's office, the senator's office there. We had City of Las Vegas. We had City of Henderson. We had City of North Las Vegas in the building. So we did have some significant people in the building, and it went very well. The photographers did their thing. The DJ did their thing. The models, everything went very well for the most part. There was an issue that did happen that I wanted to touch on, though, because by it being Women's Month and things of that nature, I said that I was going to touch on this. However, I'm not going to mention names. But I am on an incident that happened during the event that, for me, I'm just like, we need to do better as people.
You need to tighten your mic, your Chrome mic.
I know it keeps slipping, huh?
That's because you don't have it tight. No, not that. You need to tighten
this one right here, right?
Yeah. There you go. Put the crank on.
I call myself doing it, but you know, I be strong arm and stuff. So I be trying not to crank it too much because I mess around and it be broke. Can't never get it back.
I saw it just like,
yeah, I keep on lifting it up, and it's just like, I want to go.
Yeah, we got
appreciate you, Chris.
We got the Rode mics, and then we bought the covers for it. So this purple. This is a complimentary cover. Well, it's not complimentary. You got to buy it. You have to buy it, and it slides over the top of this to, you know, keep you from the beatboxing sounds like like that. You know, helps you with those type of sounds. It's got a pop screen built into it.
Yeah. What he said. But I'll just say this. In the community, especially people of color, especially women, we have to do better. There was some issues with a couple of designers where they didn't conduct themselves professionally, especially dealing with people who donated their time and energy to you for your event. There was words that were spoken to young ladies who were trying to be models for a specific designer, and she turned them away, telling them that she didn't want them to make her clothes look ghetto. So for me, first and foremost, a person can't make your clothes look ghetto. Your clothes make your clothes look ghetto. That's first and foremost. Secondly, these are two young ladies who are young teenagers coming into womanhood, and to be told something like that from a woman of color is very disheartening, and we got to do better. We really got to do better. That's not the type of conversation you have with someone much less with someone who is donated their time to you. Like, they wasn't getting paid to do it. You didn't have models, you needed them. These people were provided for you, and you spoke to them in such a negative manner where, we don't think about the impact of what we say to our young people, of what that's going to do for them in the future. There's things that when I was younger that's been said to me that I'll never forget. Never slipped my mind. It's a harsh memory. It's not something that I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." So, and I'm in my 40s and I can still go back and say those are things have been said to me in my past when I was younger that I'll never forget. So it's like we have to do better in our community. And this person will never be working with again. But again, you got to be careful about what you say and who you say it to, especially when there's people out here with social media and who have platforms that can hash all your laundry out. So, not saying I will tonight, but this show will get hella messy if y'all keep on.
Here you go.
If y'all keep on, this show gonna get real messy because I'm not gonna have a problem with tagging folk and saying, no, this show is about your ass tonight, because we just got to do better. You know what I'm saying? Chris says, yeah, I get that. You got to watch some things you say to young people. Scars. It most definitely, especially to our young girls, and not just girls of color, our young girls in general. They're going through things with their bodies, society, school, home life, friends, no friends, whatever it may be. They're going through something, and a lot of the stuff that they're going through, we know nothing about. Sometimes we don't see it, and they keep a lot of stuff from us. So to say things like that to somebody who's come to help you and make sure you look good and what you got going on and contribute to you, to say that to them and then tell them, you're not going to be able to model my clothes. But then later on, contact them and say, hey, I got an event coming up. Would you like to model my clothes?
That's weird.
Very weird. And so, but I think what it was is that was her way of apologizing.
Oh, is that
which was bullshit.
That's not the way you do that.
That's not the way you do it. The way she should have apologized, should have said, hey, I shouldn't have said what I said to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and I would like to make it up to you if you would like to, do X, Y, and Z. Chris says, yeah, different things. But one thing I'm very careful about is never telling a young man he can't be great at anything he wants to do. Absolutely. Because the word should not be in your vocabulary unless it's something dealing with something that you just can't do. Like you can't kill someone. That would be great. Can't do that.
Unalive
people. My bad. I don't want they we're gonna get an email.
We redact that last statement.
Redacted.
And unalive is what she meant.
Yeah, when I want you to be able to can't unalive people. How about that?
Right.
But for the most part, I did, like I say, I was gonna touch on that because this is the ham show, and if you deal with any one of the hams and you do some shit that don't make sense, it's going to get talked about on the show. So, might want to be very careful. And if things go awry, I will mention names.
Well, it is what it is. What else we got for the nice people to look at, baby? What's going on?
Well, I compiled a little quick video for them to kind of look and see of how well the show went. I didn't compile it. Somebody else compiled it, but I thought it was really dope, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So here's a little video that someone did for us.
Do we know who it is?
I forgot who it is, but I know that it went to Deanna. So shout out to Deanna because she spearheaded this event for Women of Global Change chapter for Las Vegas. She spearheaded this event for the fashion show. And we're going to have another event coming up next month where it's going to be for autism awareness. So you guys be sure to stay tuned for that, as I'm going to be telling more and more information in regards to that as well. But take a look at this real quick.
So tonight, we honor the incredible contributions of women in our community.
It's an honor to be here with you.
We're going to celebrate all of you. So let's celebrate each other. Let's have a great time tonight.
So yeah, that's how that went. That's how that went. Pretty good, I might add. Not bad at all. We had a a visitor today, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was good. We got some treats that was delivered to us.
Oh
and-
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk about where they came from or
Yeah.
whatever.
Can't nobody leave without singing the blues.
You dig? You dig?
Yeah. I got a quick thing to talk about to throw up on the thing. So hold on. Let me get it ready, get it popped up, get it in the queue.
What you got going on?
I got something happened. The lady was at her home gym. She was not her home gym, but the gym at the spot she live at, right?
Okay.
And she was trying to get her, her workout, her thug thizzle on or whatever. And
it was some stuff popping.
Yeah, so here it is, guys. This is NBC News.
Surveillance video captured the incredible moment a Tampa woman fought off an attacker at her apartment complex's gym.
As if I keep going, if I keep pushing, I keep fighting, he's going to stop. He's going to let go, and he finally did.
24-year-old Nishali Alma, a personal trainer, told Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies she was exercising alone around 10 p.m. on January 22nd when she saw a man she'd previously seen at the gym trying to get in.
Whenever he was at the door, I buzzed him in, and he came inside. My thought process was, like you said, it was just another dude coming in to work out.
But after 25-year-old Xavier Thomas Jones entered, this happened instead.
Next thing you know, I get up from doing my workout and I grab my phone and he just approaches me. And not a single word was exchanged. As soon as he was approaching me, I pushed him. I said, bro, what the F are you doing? I said, get away from me. And he kept trying to come towards me and kept reapproaching me.
Video shows Thomas Jones chasing her around the gym before grabbing Alma and pinning her down.
In my mind, I knew I was stronger than him and I knew I could fight back.
The seasoned weightlifter seen here holding her attacker in a chokehold while trying to call 911 before throwing more punches, leading Thomas Jones to release his grip. Self-defense expert Patrick Lockton at New York City's Krav Maga Institute says Alma's quick thinking under pressure was key.
She fought back. And the most important thing, she didn't freeze. She didn't fall into that trap.
Alma immediately ran outside, escaping to a nearby apartment. Now she's sharing her story and encouraging other women with similar experiences to do the same.
No other person should go.
So first of all, first mistake was opening the door. Usually people who live in a complex, they already got access to the doors.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're standing there and they don't got access to the door, obviously he don't live there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where she messed up at. But good job saving her own life or whatever he was trying to do to her. That's just to go to show that, when you're by yourself, you need to use all precautions that you can. You can't trust nobody when you're by yourself.
You really can. And so it's so funny because we teach our kids, we teach our girls that, just walk into the store. Don't be on your cell phone. Don't be texting nobody. Don't be FaceTiming and video chatting. Don't do none of that crazy shit because you need to be alert. You need to see what's going on. And a lot of attackers, if they realize that you're alert, at least, and you're going to put up a fight, they won't bother you.
Right.
They usually will find, because what they want is they want an easy target. So they'll go find somebody else who's in their phone, not paying attention, looks like they're afraid, keeping their head down. But people who look like they don't want to be noticed and seen are the easier targets because they feel like I can get with this person and nobody's gonna miss them anyway.
Nicole says she need to have a pew pew.
She got to have a pew pew pew. Pew pew pew.
Yeah.
That thing go pew pew pew.
Chris says he said this is the first video I've seen of this happening at a private gym, and other videos I've seen at a membership gyms. Yeah, so this happened at her own complex's gym,
Right.
which she should have never opened the door for the guy because everyone is supposed to have access to the gym if you live in that complex. So yeah, that was a mistake on her behalf, but they said the police picked him up later and he's being charged with assault and some other charges.
Get got, buddy.
Yeah, so that was crazy. I got another video for you though. This is just a couple videos that I picked to figure out Hold on, let me pause it because it just started playing as soon as I opened it up. These are just a couple videos that I picked up that we could talk about. This one's from Las Vegas, so this one touches home. This one's kind of crazy, y'all. Y'all check this one out.
Uh-oh.
Let me get it in here and blow it up. This is from Channel 8 News, and two women was sentenced to 10 years Las Vegas Strip murder. And then
it is haunting video. Our 8 News Now investigators showed you here first. Two women walking hand in hand through a strip casino with the man they would eventually kill. This afternoon, those two women are beginning their sentences in prison. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators were the only TV crew in the courtroom for this emotional sentencing. David Charnes here with how many years they could be serving behind bars.
Yeah, Brian, Denise, the pair took a plea deal, sending them to the Department of Corrections for at least 10 years. Today in court, the family of the man they killed repeatedly asking why they did it.
I would like to send my condolences to Brian's family.
21-year-old Erica Covington apologizes for killing a man inside a Caesars Palace hotel room before a judge sentences her to prison.
I deeply, genuinely apologize for the grief and the pain that has been brought upon you guys' family.
She and 22-year-old Ariana Taylor killed and robbed 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano in May 2023. This video,
hearing about this too.
Shortly afterward, shows the trio walking hand in hand minutes before the murder.
No le bastó con robarle sus pertenencias.
Altamirano Solano's father speaking with the help of an interpreter. It wasn't enough just taking his belongings, he says. They had to kill him. Altamirano Solano and the girls were in his room for about 15 minutes before one of them pulled the trigger. Police finding a cartridge casing they say matched Taylor's gun. Altamirano Solano's mother joining the hearing remotely from out of the country. The pain that I felt was so deep, she says. I felt like I just lost my life. I had so many questions. Why? Why my son? Police work to find the women included comparing these Instagram videos to surveillance from several strip properties that night. Officers arresting the duo 2 days later. Altamirano Solano's father again speaking through the interpreter.
Pido justicia por mi hijo.
I ask for justice for my son.
Police nor prosecutors have ever said which woman they actually believe pulled the trigger. Nevada law allows charges against all people involved in a murder, not just the person who did the actual slaying. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
So, that's crazy, man.
So let me get this
how
straight.
They only get 10 years. That's what I'm saying.
Because
it was premeditated.
Well, let me explain something to you about life when it comes to our government and our system. The system cares more about taxing you and you paying money than it does for lives.
That's crazy.
I personally know people who
10 years ain't nothing but a manslaughter case. They
Listen,
premeditated.
I personally know people who murdered or unalived somebody and they got 7 years. However,
was it manslaughter?
No.
It was called murder?
No, it was unaliving.
That's crazy, man.
And they got 7 years. Now, but if that same person would have got caught for drugs, they would have done 30 years.
Yeah, it would have been over.
They'd have been 30 years to life. Because what it is, they don't want you being able to make money without giving them a piece of it. They don't care about you unaliving people. That's been proven because people who unalive people will literally go to prison for less than 10 years, get out and be right back into the population.
Crazy, man. Like they lured this man to his room, acting like they was about to do something freaky, and then they took his,
And it's fucked up because think about it this way. So many people come to Vegas for that purpose.
Or just to hang out and kick it.
But let's be honest.
I'm just saying either or.
Let's keep it 100. People come to Vegas for that. What goes down in Vegas stays in Vegas thing. And so you get with some women who you think, okay, this is what they do. They know what time it is. I'm going to pay them. They're going to do what they do and they're going to get on. I'm happy. They happy. We all happy. And you get there to realize, nah, they not only finna just rob you, but now they finna kill you.
Right. That's messed up.
Like this is too much. And they need to be scraped with underneath the prison for that.
Yeah. Chris said dating is dangerous in Vegas now. Women are doing crazy stuff.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Period.
And then he said behind that, what's surprising about this is a young
how young the women are. I
Yeah,
would expect this
21
from
and
older
the other one
women,
was,
late
what,
20s at
22?
least. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this is the game. You got to realize that a lot of these chicks, they've been in this game since they was 12, 13 years old. Some of them even younger.
Man,
So some of the stuff that they're doing is like an everyday thing for them. They don't really care.
man, I honestly got to tell you, man, that things like this is just getting worse and worse. The more stories you hear, it's like, wow, what is these people doing, man? Like there's other ways to make money.
Right.
There's other easier ways to make money. I tell you that.
Right. Yeah. And I know we got because today is reaction video day. So we got videos for y'all that we gonna pull up. That
What you
one,
got, one more?
I got like 4 of them that you sent.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, we got like 4.
That's crazy, man. They got to do better out there on the streets getting these women. Like if they notice, if these casinos is noticing these people just pandering, they need to go ahead and get them up out the casinos.
For sure. For sure. So I got one I'm about to share right now. Hold on, let me make sure I'm sharing the right stuff.
What's it about?
Well, this one is entitled Immigration. So some of these I've watched, some of them I have not watched.
Is this the one I got?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna delete it from mine then.
Oh, you know.
I already had it queued up.
Oh,
so,
okay. I was about to say if you got it queued up.
Yeah, I'll put it on there now.
I got it already queued up.
All right,
now.
well, go ahead.
So this is one of the videos that Mr. Cheltenham has sent us.
A Las Vegas woman says her family is struggling after her husband was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
She tells 8 News Now how he came to this country when he was 13 years old and now works. 8 News Now anchor Sasha Loftus live in studio joining us with their story.
Denise and Brian, the woman I spoke with tonight admits her family is struggling to move forward without her husband. She wants to share his story, but isn't giving his last name or discussing too many details about the case to protect it moving forward.
He's everything. He does everything for me and my kids too.
Kimberly Aquino sharing everything she loves about her husband, Enrique.
But my husband's a stay-at-home dad. He takes care of all 4 of our kids. We're a blended family.
They've been building that family since they got married several years ago. But last Friday, everything changed.
While he's on the phone, whoever came up to the window, my husband told me it's ICE.
Enrique first came to the United States from Mexico when he was 13 years old. But due to his undocumented status, he was detained by ICE.
They didn't let him speak. They basically pulled him out of the car, from what I'm understanding.
The Trump administration continuing to tout a crackdown on immigration policies, targeting those that lack legal status.
We have to get the bad ones out. We have many murderers, many very bad people in our country that they've allowed because of a ridiculous, actually stupid, open border policy.
ICE statistics show 37,600 people were deported during Trump's first month in office. Just under half of those did not have a violent criminal history.
People aren't prepared and they're not asking questions because they're scared.
Aquino is now doing whatever she can to reunite her family.
Hopefully we can get him out from where he's at and get him back home with us.
Now, the family tells me Enrique was in the car with his 5-year-old daughter when he was taken into ICE custody. She and her siblings are now with their mom, who is a United States citizen. We'll send it back to you, Denise.
So that's wild. And let me tell you why that's so wild. It's wild for many reasons. For one, you've been in the country since you were, 12 or 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Why, at one point, did you not attempt to get your citizenship?
I honestly don't know why he didn't, or what the particulars are on that.
And I know people gonna get pissed off because I said that, but again, you're not.
Well, he's been here a while, so
you've been here a while, bro.
Right.
Like, why? And this goes for anybody that's in that status where people are getting pissed off because they're like, "Oh my God, people are getting deported." Okay, like if you came into my backyard and decided to just warm your hands at my fire pit and roast some marshmallows and shit because my gate wasn't locked.
Take a nap.
because I didn't put a lock on my gate. My gate was closed.
Yeah.
But you decided I'm just gonna go back here and post up in the backyard. I'm gonna roast some marshmallows and I'm gonna eat a snack and I'm gonna warm my hands and I'm gonna do all this cool shit and she gonna be good with it. At what point make you think I'm not gonna come into the backyard and be like, yo, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with people coming over. They just need to do it the right way. That way, there's no issues and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Chris said, I can't even comment on this one for a lot of reasons. I know I would just piss people off. Listen, he says, from a different perspective, an illegal immigrant was good enough for this woman, but an American man wasn't.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like she has her citizenship because she got to stay, right?
Yeah. So
so
my thing is this: if you know your significant other is a legal immigrant, why at what point do you not help them get their status changed?
Right. So just to let you know, marriage is not enough. You still got to apply for your proper
your
visas.
citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to get a work visa and all the rest of that stuff, especially while you're waiting for citizenship. And it looks like he didn't do none of it. And they probably got him off that app.
Not the app.
That now they're using the app in reverse. So if you apply for the app and came over, now they know that you over here and they're finding them through the app.
Really?
Yeah. And you can't on the app they made it so you can't take your name off.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does that? How does this app even work?
So when Biden and them was in office, when Kamala was the border czar.
Camel toe.
Yeah, when Kamala Harris was the border czar, they had devised this app for people to expedite coming over. So they, instead of going into the immigration office, they were downloading the app on their phone. Hey, my name is such and such and this, but there was no verifications of who they actually were.
Right.
So that gave them a bus ticket and whatever to come in.
Okay.
Right. So now Doge and President Trump has flipped the app on its head and is finding everybody who used the app.
And that's
backwards.
how they find. Yeah.
And that's
so
how
now
they're
they coming
finding
to
these
get
people. Yeah.
Boy, that's one of them. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, that's cold. It's
That's
cold
the
world
setup
out there.
for sure.
What'd he say?
Chris says, when American women choose illegal immigrants over me, an American man, and it don't work out, well, I have difficulty empathizing. Yeah, Chris.
Chris said women have the right to choose their mate. With that choice comes the responsibility and the consequences. You're right, bro. You're definitely right about that.
But do women choose? Yeah, I guess you can say women choose.
You
their
have to
mate.
choose up.
Yeah, you do have to. You have to make a decision.
Yeah, it's time to choose up.
We got another video.
Choose right. Oh, what you got?
I don't know what this is you got right here.
What is it?
But hold on, is this it? Or is this it? I think this is it. Hang on, let me share this one instead.
What is this one?
I don't know. I'm finna press play.
My wife feel like it's a good idea to put
Oh,
her
yeah,
child
this
father
is crazy.
on child support when we don't need the money. You already see what that do to me. Why you want to put him through that?
Because I need his money.
Need the money for what, kids? What you need the money
stuff
for?
that I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to, go on a vacation and stuff like that. Like, it's stuff that I need. So, he needs to pay me something. Give me something.
What?
You do know that child support is not for you, right?
Technically, it is. It is.
Please explain to me how child support is for you.
I need the money to make sure I'm good and make sure my baby good.
Okay, but we don't need the money. Your baby's good. I take care of you and your kids.
Okay, but I still want his money at the end of the day.
For what, though? What you need it for?
Well, why are you so upset about it, though? He ain't hurting, I don't think.
It ain't about him hurting, it's the principle. You see what it's doing to me? I'm on child support for my other kids. Yet I still take care of you and yours.
Okay.
So what you need his money for? You trying to do that shit to another man. The same shit that's going on with me.
You a better man.
It don't matter, kid, what you mean. I'm a better man. You about to put this nigga through the same stuff you put me.
And as he should. He deserve it. And I need to make sure that my hair and everything stay done. Simple.
Oh, Lord.
So now what? You gonna keep defending him?
And I'm defending
Keep
him.
on. You gonna be next.
Oh, that's how you, that's how you feel.
Let's go then. Let's do it.
This is how you get down. So my wife feel like it.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, man.
Wait a minute.
This is a perfect example of why you need to vet who you gonna marry.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Let me okay. Let me make sure I got this straight.
Oh, you heard it right. That's why I sent it to you.
Let me make sure I got this straight, that I'm understanding this correctly. So her husband, who she's with now, is asking her, why are you putting your ex on child support when we don't need it?
I'm taking care of the kids.
I'm taking care of the kids.
Right.
I got you and the kids.
Right.
So what's the problem? Why are you doing this to this man? Because you're doing the same thing to this man that's being done to me right now.
From his other
from my ex.
Right.
And apparently he sounds like he probably takes care of his kids too.
Yeah, he do.
You know what I'm saying? So this one right here is one of the things that I will say really grinds my gears about women.
Grinds them gears.
Now, the child support thing. Look, Chris said broke bitch hustle.
Yeah, for sure. Let me put that up on the screen because we let y'all know he really said that.
So, okay. If you are a single mother and you're single because of whatever, y'all just didn't work out, abuser, whatever, and you're still single and you need support or help taking care of your children, and you don't want to go on government assistance, because realistically government assistance, all they're going to do is find him anyway and charge it to the game. But you don't want to go to government assistance, blah, blah, blah. So you seek compensation to help you with your child or children. That's one thing. But when you are in a relationship, and the question really is this man being a part of his children's lives? Is he trying to take care of his kids? Is you letting him see the kids? Like, I got so many questions, because first and foremost, the money ain't for you.
Let's talk about the real question.
The money is not for you to get your fucking hair and nails done. It is not for you to go get a new outfit. Whatever he sends you is for those children, and it needs to go to those children. If you're not buying nothing right away with it, it should go into an account, reserved, or an entrance-bearing account, that this child can get money when they get older for college or whatever it is that they want to do. I'm just trying. Yeah.
That's the real question is this. Like, how they need to change child court laws, because
yeah, they do.
You got women who have these babies with dudes that probably didn't want the baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then he get caught up having to pay for the baby, all because she chose to keep the baby. And then want to say he a deadbeat dad when he was like, I ain't want the motherfucker no way. So I told you off top.
Well, hold on. Let me chime in on that. Because if you didn't want kids in the first place, sir, you would have been way more cautious and careful with what you did with your
True.
penis.
That line you just said is true. But the court system's lopsided.
I agree.
Because the woman gets the total decision whether she can get into a man's pockets or not. Because the court's going to hold the man accountable regardless. We held accountable no matter what.
Right.
On anything out there in the street.
Right.
We held way more accountable than women is.
This is true.
So a woman gets to decide if she can dive into your pockets. So you had a fling or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and then whatever the circumstance was,
mm-hmm.
condom broke, or you bust in them, or you shot up the club, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you talk to him and you say, hey, I really don't want no kid with you. We was just doing our thug thizzle. And then she go, no, I'm having the kid.
But hold on. When you say this, is this right after you
Why
realize?
Do it matter?
Well, okay, so this is why it matters. Because in the heat of the moment, anything can happen. Like you say.
True.
Condom break, whatever. Now, after that moment,
it don't matter. No,
listen to what I'm saying.
I understand what you're about to
Listen to what I'm saying. After that moment, now you get to go, hey man, this is what happened. What you want to do about it? We can go get this morning after.
They ain't doing that. Obviously, that's what I'm saying.
But the man ain't
ultimately,
doing it
the dude don't have no fucking choice regardless.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying. So if women want equality,
yeah,
they need to be equal.
I understand where you're coming from, especially if a man is telling you, listen, I don't want kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If he said, hey, I didn't want kids, you said your tubes was tired. Whatever the circumstances was, if one of them don't want it, why force him into wanting it and then turn around and tell the world he a deadbeat dad? when he told you off top, we was just having sex. I don't want no kids with you.
Well, and the reason that you have sex is to procreate.
True. I understand that. We're talking about the laws that that help women destroy men.
But this is what I'm saying. Because we know that the laws in the system is the way it is, at what point are you going to be more accountable for what you do as a man?
So, like I said before, now you want to hold the man accountable.
Because you got a lot of women
when the
who
woman
do this.
ultimately, if the man had a choice, then what we be talking about then?
If the man had a choice, then there might not. Well, you do, because
we don't.
Here's the thing.
No, so you're saying a woman can lay down and still have sex and still have the choice afterwards, but a man can lay down and then not have the choice afterwards. That's bullshit.
Because of this.
There is no justification for the inequality.
I'm not justifying that. But what I'm saying is, when you know that that's what's happening, you might want to be a little bit more careful with your Peter.
True. And I agree.
Because
but what I'm saying is court laws support the fuckery.
No, it does. And let me tell you why it does.
They want that cash.
Let me tell you why it does. Because the more broken families that can be broken in the court system, the more money they make.
Right.
So it's designed, and this is what I'm saying when it comes down to a man really going, you know what, wait a minute, I'm fucked no matter what. So let me just not even engage with this chick this way, because if something were to happen, they gonna get me for 33 1/3, and ain't gonna be nothing I could do about it, and I don't even want the kid.
I agree. But what I'm saying is the laws are biased.
Very much so.
And it's not fair. And if women want equality, that should be the first thing that should be on the books.
No, I agree. Chris says child support is one of the reasons why so many young people are sexless. It's a huge reason for the low marriage rate and low birth rate. I mean, well, it should be, because let's be honest, some of these people should be sexless. Chris also says legally women can leave a man and take half his shit and put him on child support for any reason or no reason at all.
No matter what.
No fault divorce.
Yeah.
And then he says the Welfare Reform Act of 1996, divorce was incentivized and was so booting fathers out of the kids' lives. Thanks, Bill Clinton, Democrat. It was right. It was before Bill Clinton. Actually, it was during the Ronald Reagan era. But you are correct. But that was in the 80s when that first initially took place.
Well, the Welfare Act started before that, but the Reform Act is when that was added.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about in 1996. It's the reform of the act, meaning that there was already an act in place, and then they added that to it, which is bullshit.
No, we got you, Chris. But what I'm saying is it kind of started.
So basically what they're saying is that women are allowed to kill a baby, unalive a baby, whenever the hell they feel like it, but a man don't have that choice. That's what they're saying. That's unequal. Y'all got a license to kill if you want to. Because I believe the baby's alive when it's conceived.
I do too.
So if that's what I believe, then whoever's doing that is killing motherfuckers.
They're murderers.
And the court says that they can do it.
Right. And that's the thing too, because it's like, I get the whole my body, my choice. However, my body, my choice starts before you lay down. And if you don't want to have a child, you take the precautions necessary. Women, I'm talking to the women now. You take the precautions necessary to not have that child. And that's the problem. People so quick to get their rocks off, but then they like, oops, this happened. Yep. Now what we gonna do? What you mean now what we gonna do?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now you got a man who's like, yo, I ain't trying to have no kids. And you got a woman that's like, well, you ain't say that. You know what I mean? And a lot of these conversations.
What I'm saying is that you can't turn around and say he a deadbeat dad when he didn't want the motherfucker no way.
No, and I agree.
But they be doing that.
I agree. But for the most part, there's not that many cases where the dude is like, well, I ain't want the kid.
That's not true. If you messing, a lot of these child support cases are cases where it was a jump off.
What's the percentage on that though? Let's pull up the statistics.
I don't even know how to ask chat that.
Let's Just see what you can come up with. Because here's my take on this. So again, we don't live in a world where this shit is new. We live in a world where this has been going on for a long time. It's been happening. We know people that it's happening to. So knowing what you know today, like they say, if you know better, you do better. At what point do you start to go, you know what? I need to be a little bit more careful about how I interact because this and that can happen.
You keep saying that, but you're saying it only for men and not for women.
No, I'm saying it for both.
Yeah, but it's not written that way. It's not protected that way.
It's not protected that way. I agree. And because even like we know people personally who are going through cases with their children on having rights as a father. And in a couple of these cases, the child is with the father and not the mother. 98 to 99% of the time. I knew a gentleman who had custody of his children, but yet he was still having to pay child support. His kids lived with him, went to school from his house. He picked them up. He fed them. He did homework. He did the whole nine. When they got sick, he took them to the doctor, but he was having to pay child support. So what he did, this is what I told him to do too. I said, first of all, keep every single receipt. And unfortunately, you shouldn't have to tell somebody this, but I did. I said, keep every receipt. He had to take every single receipt, go to court with these receipts so that the court can go, let me go ahead and reimburse you this money back. Because if your kids are living with you, how in the hell are you paying child support? Makes no sense. So
it doesn't give you the stats on particular cases where the guy didn't want the child at all.
Okay. I'm gonna have to put that one into my my bar for YouTube, Chris. Let me see if I can copy it and put it in there. He says, black man shot by officer for running. Why? Because he was going to be put back in jail for child support. He was broke.
Jesus.
Wow. And that's what that particular, let me, I can't copy it for whatever reason. It's not going to let me copy it. I wish I could. Can I copy it? I cannot copy it. So I'm going to have to literally like type it in so we can pull it up. Chris, send it to me in my messenger.
2010, the Office of Child Support Services received $4.7 billion in appropriations. These funds support various enforcement activities, including, so these are the fees that they attach to those payments.
On top of the payment. So it's more than that.
Right.
That never did these kids never fucking see.
Says the fees equal up to 1 month's maintenance up to a maximum of $400. And it says these fees help offset the program's operational costs. So basically, the dude paying and they taking fees out for their shit to run their operation. So basically, just so they can have a job,
right?
They taxing these people.
Exactly. That's the shit that I'll be talking about.
It says in 2003, 90% of collections went to families. So what happened to the other 10? The other 10% was retained by the government, primary as reimbursement. And then on top of that, when that lady receives those fee, the money is taxed. It's income.
Right.
So it's taxed again.
Right.
On top of the tax.
On top of the tax from the first time.
So he got taxed to go to work. Then he pays them. They take their 10%.
They get taxed again.
And then it gets paid to the child. And then it gets taxed again. That's fucking bullshit.
So the money that $500 that you sent is only $300 by the time the child even sees it.
Yeah, that child don't even see no money.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a joke, just like Chris said.
And I listen, and that's why, like, I kind of want to do a private show on this whole child support thing. Because if you know what I know, then you'll know the child support is illegal.
It's voluntary.
I'm going to just say that. And I'm going to leave it at that.
There's Supreme Court cases that say it's illegal.
For people, let me talk to I know this is Women's Month, but for the men, let me give you a bit of this information. If you guys want to see a private show on that, where you're gonna have to pay for it, obviously. We're gonna do a private live stream just for you and whoever else wants to join.
We'll get the mentor on it.
We'll bring our mentor on, and we'll definitely talk about why and how you can actually beat child support. For real, for real. So I'm gonna put that out there for y'all. I'm gonna say it again to the Potavision people who are watching this show. If you want to know how to actually beat child support, send us a message and let us know that you want us to do a private show on that. It's not going to be televised live for everybody to see. You will have to pay for it. We'll figure out what that may look like. We're not going to rob you or nothing like that, but we will definitely put it to where you can understand that it is, like Sean says, it's voluntary and it's illegal. So, because there's a lot of good brothers out there that are going through this shit who don't deserve to be going through it. And I know a few of them in particular. What did Chris say? Chris says, did that Black life matter, or was it just his fucking money that mattered, Treasure?
His money
It was his money. It was his
I
money.
don't give a shit about the color.
And even with the Black Lives Matter thing, and I hate to say it, a lot of that was a scam.
Not a lot of it. The whole thing was a scam.
No, it didn't start out that way. So we don't want to say that the whole thing was a scam.
The Black Lives Matter Foundation was a scam.
And
they had them donate. No, it started with people talking that didn't have a foundation, and then this other person put a foundation out, and then collected all the money.
Send it to our Chris. Send those videos to our messengers so that way we can actually pull them up.
Yeah, man, them fools, man.
Say it again. I'm sorry. You said what now? It started out as what?
Other people was like trying to do a movement, right? Someone else, it's like me, where I hear somebody say something at the Super Bowl, and then I jump on Google and get whatever they said.com and then capitalize off of it. That's what happened. And then so it's a scam because the people who were actually trying to do the movement, and then the people that was doing the movement got with the scammer and said, "Well, pay us out." So it's like a double scam. It was a double cross. It was whack. It was like Jesus.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it is BLM is really that's a real thing. Like we was never saying, let me not say we. It was never supposed to be that we were against or they were against all lives. Because people say, well, all lives matter. Yeah, we know that. We fucking know that. But at what point is a Black life going to matter? Because it's been clear that Black lives did not matter. And the reason I say that is because statistically proven with the numbers don't lie.
The problem is that, look, yes, Black lives matter. Yes, all lives matter. But the problem is that how you and I grew up, it mattered to us, to people who look like you and I.
Right.
Now it don't.
Right.
They killing each other in the streets.
For sure.
They slaughtering each other in the streets.
We killing each other.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Talk about it.
They killing each other. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. And if you're going to preach Black Lives Matter, then you need to go down there in them hoods or in them neighborhoods where they robbing and pillaging each other and killing each other and tell them fools to stop first before you tell somebody else to stop. I
feel you.
Because their statistics is way higher than the other statistics.
Is it really?
Oh, it's out of this world.
So for those who didn't understand what Sean just said in the back, he's basically saying the numbers don't lie. We're killing each other more than they're killing us, is what he just said. For those in the back, Chris says 80% of
and we ain't even gonna talk about abortion.
That part, 80% of incarcerated during that time in South Carolina were there for child support. That means 20% of incarcerated were murderers, rapists, bank robbers, etc. That's fucking crazy. So you basically locked a dude up because he didn't pay child support. Like, and again, this is what I want to say to everybody that's watching, whether you're watching this live or you watch it later, you have to understand that some of the things that you think is crazy, you feel like it's crazy for a reason, because something in your DNA and your genetic makeup is going, wait a minute, this just don't feel right. That's because it's not.
Listen to these stats. The term black on black crime refers to crimes where both of the perpetrators and victim are black. It is important to note that violent crimes are interracial, meaning that they occur between individuals of the same race. For instance, 81% white victims were killed by other white offenders, and 91% of black victims are killed by other black offenders. And there's more of them than there is of us, according to how they do the stat. Like, you know me, I say if you got color, you the same.
And
right. But they don't say that when it comes to the stats.
Right. And let me piggyback off of that, because when we say people that's melanated, what we're saying to you is this: if you are not from the Caucasus Mountains and you are not European, white, blue-eyed, blonde hair, whatever you want to call it, if you mix with anything that is melanated, you are black.
Listen to this. 2022, the national black homicide victimization rate was 29 people per 100,000. That's 29 people per 100,000. Missouri had the highest rate, just in Missouri, 65.7 per 100,000. Now, how you get a 0.7 of a man, I don't know, but that's outrageous.
So what it comes down to is this: when you know, first of all, when I say we know better, we got to do better.
We got to do better.
I'm talking to everybody that is listening, because society wants you to believe that your governors and your senators and all of these people are the people that make the choices for you. That's correct. However, you select the people to make these choices for you. So we got to get more diligent about who we select and put in these positions, who we select as a sheriff, who we select as a Supreme Court justice, who we select as our governor, as our senator, as our anything that has to do with our states or whatnot, because these are the people who are your electorals.
I mean, people going to be mad at me. Like, lock them fools up. Lock them up.
Listen, and
Like,
we're already
be
called.
mad at me.
We're already called Uncle Ruckuses, and I get it.
Lock them fools up, because they're not going to do nothing. Like, I mean, how many times? I mean, I wish I could get the stats on how many people went to jail on black to black crime and still doing black on black crime. Just lock them up. Just put them up. Put them on the shelf. Let them cool their heels in Norton or wherever the hell they from. And
let me tell you something. I don't have sympathy for stupidity.
I'm like, damn, man, you killing
I
your
have
own
no
people.
sympathy for stupidity. Now, if you ignorant of something, I'm willing to work with you on that. But stupidity, I'm just like, dude, you deserve what you get, and that's what your ass get.
Jordan
now,
said,
black folks say we shouldn't. We need to protect each other. Yeah, he said start the show over. Hold on, let me get the rolling credits in the beginning. But today's show was just a recap of last week's event, which was the fashion show, and then we're doing reaction videos.
Today we're doing reaction videos.
We got a
videos
few
that I've
more.
been seeing all week.
Yeah,
and we ended up on the last thing we just spoke about was child support and how I think is bullshit, and then the one I just was talking about was black on black crime, and we start talking about the BLM and all that stuff.
Right.
I'm like, if black lives really matter, black folks wouldn't be killing black folks.
No,
we need to go back to the way we was in the 60s
so listen,
and the 70s.
To piggyback off of what you just said, like I spoke earlier, if Black Lives Matter, that designer wouldn't have spoken to those young ladies the way she did.
Right. Same thing.
She wouldn't have, and this is the shit that I'm talking about. Stop yelling out Black Lives Matter and this, that, and the third. Listen, you can call me an Uncle Ruckus or Uncle Tom. I don't give a fuck. You can call me whatever it is you want to call me, but don't get mad because we're telling you the real.
What's
don't
real
like
is you
the
should
real.
Stop killing each other.
Right. You don't like the truth. But here it is, coming from people of color.
You should stop
coming
stealing
from people
from
that's
each other.
melanated.
Stop killing from
Stop
each other.
stealing from each other. Stop killing each other. Start uplifting each other. Start raising your children.
Right.
Stop laying down with women who ain't shit. Stop laying down with men who ain't shit. start vetting people
And we ain't
properly.
talking about the ones that's doing what they're supposed to do, because there's a lot of them out there.
There
That's
is
doing
a
what they're
lot of
supposed
them, but there's no recognition for
to.
it.
Right, but at the same
And there's
time,
no recognition for it because that's what's supposed to happen.
but at the same time, it's the same one wearing the they kill Pookie, rest in peace, homie shirts every other week. You know what I'm saying? And then turn around and then he go kill somebody else the next week.
You at the funeral laying blue and red rags on the casket like a dumbass.
Man, that shit's weird, man. I ain't never.
Yep, I said it like a dumbass.
I ain't never known nobody to fight for something that they don't own. They fighting for blocks they don't even own.
Chris says,
won't they all get together? If you're gonna be in the set,
get together and buy up the block.
Buy up the whole block.
Buy up the block.
And
Don't
then
sit there and go,
paint the
this is my hood, this is my block. You
and
can't
then
sell
paint the
dope
streets and the houses the color of your set.
that you want. Right. If that's what, come on now. Let's talk about it. That's the thing. Like, the mindset of people is so skewed that people don't really understand. You talk a good game, but you're not really about that life. I've watched this man sit down with men before. And I'm not talking about men who didn't have money. I'm talking about it was $1 million in that room. He done sit down with brothers before and said, hey, y'all, let's do this. Let's buy up some shit and let's make it this. Let's make it that. Let's buy up and put back in our communities. Had they done what he initially said to do,
we would have been houses at that time was what, 150,000?
They would be millionaires.
4 or 5 bedrooms at that time was 150,000.
But that's okay. Y'all,
you know how much?
Listen,
you know how many times we'd have made 100,000 since then?
Come on,
that
man.
was what, over 12, 13 years ago?
Listen, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. We got it.
Right.
We got it. Don't worry about it. Because when you don't want to contribute to something that's going to be greater and bigger than you and leave a legacy like no other, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
we
man,
don't want you anyway. We don't need you
so
anyway.
We was going to do a trust and everything was going to be straight. And
Jordan says, I remember when that fell through.
Right. And we didn't even have to trust each other. All we had to do is trust the trust paperwork and the lawyers. And
that's all right. But like I say though, that's all right. Because the Cheltenhams got it.
we would have made way more money.
When you see, and some people are already seeing it. Some people are going, damn, they over there doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, because without them, I'm still
it's
going.
It's gonna happen.
I'm still going to push.
It's gonna happen.
I'm going to push. Go get the money. Go get the money. That's one of my favorite songs.
Listen,
man,
it's
I'm not
going
playing,
to
man.
happen. So whether you jumping on or not, that really don't matter to us
and
anymore.
now it's to the point now where I'm like, man, I can't help you because I'm too far into
what I'm doing.
I
can't stop to go backwards.
I gotta wait till I flourish and my cup runneth over so I can come back and get you.
And I
hopefully
might not have,
still around.
I might not have the time then.
Hopefully you still around.
And if you're not,
I would love to make a lot of money so I can get into philanthropy and help other people out. But when I was sitting down and we didn't have nothing and we was going to try to rub our nickels together, they'd rather gamble, they'd rather drink, they'd rather spend their money on Netflix and all the rest of this crap, which I love Netflix.
Right. I mean,
I love Netflix.
You know, but Netflix got their millions.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude,
you know what I'm saying? Like they got their money already. So that's the thing. Like we're not coming together for a bigger cause, and that is to grow, groom, blossom, flourish, and multiply.
Yeah,
that's generational.
You don't know how
wealth.
bad that situation hurt my feelings. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I was like, because if I would have sat down with other people.
If you would have, no, I was about to say, if you would have, fuck that. If you would have sat down with some white people, you'd be a millionaire right now.
Man, I know people that's willing to throw it all on the table just on a whim.
That part. That's why I say, if you would have sat down with some white people, you would be a millionaire right
I came
now.
to them with a master plan and everything was straight, and then they was too busy trying to do other shit.
And the thing about it is,
it was only $2,000 a man.
That's all it was.
All you had to come up with everybody at the table made over 100,000 a year.
Easy.
And all you had to come to the table with at the time was $2,000 so we can get a loan on the stated income for 10 people.
Easy.
With a corporation. With a corporation, the trust and trust certificates and everything. Done by a lawyer, done up. Everybody would have had their own piece and we would have been clocking dollars.
So think about, and this was back in 2013, 2014 when we were talking about this. So think about 10 years later where we would be at.
the equity alone that we could have, like if somebody wanted to take a buyout and we just pulled equity,
man,
come on, man.
I mean, like,
we
hell.
be talking about commercial right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As much money we was going to be into.
But again, that's all right. That's all right, because when a lot of stuff that we do, that we try to put into people's heads and we try to give people advice on, it's to better, it's for the bigger picture.
All I'm saying is don't trust me, trust the laws.
Or
trust the paperwork.
Or listen, fuck trusting you or me. Go look it up for yourself and see what I'm telling
trust
you
the
is
laws,
factual.
trust the paperwork.
Stop looking at me like I'm crazy because you've never heard of what I'm speaking of. Stop looking at me and telling me, oh, you're going to go to jail because you're talking about not paying taxes. Okay. But again, go look up what I'm telling you to see if anything I'm saying, just even a little bit, has been proven to be correct. And then let's come back and talk about it.
That's all I'm saying. But I got tired of preaching to people, talking to walls. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to clock my little money and do it myself. And by godly, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're not even going to worry about it.
I'm doing all right now. So
not even
took me longer to do it, but
and that's
I'm doing
okay.
all right.
That's okay. Because like my thing is, yeah, it's going to take a little longer to do it, but
what else? We got any other videos?
We got a few more. Let me go.
What you got
ahead.
next? Let's hit a couple more before we get up out of here.
Okay, I don't know what this one is.
What is that?
But this is something that you shared.
Let's get into it. Hit it up.
I like where you're at. I like where you're at. Speak on it.
In a relationship is the only time where the math shouldn't work. It should be.
In a relationship is the only time what?
The math should not work.
Math, M-A-T-H.
I like math because it doesn't have an opinion.
Say less.
So if you're not better together, what are you doing? So 2 + 2 should not equal 4. 2 + 2 should equal 6, 8, or 10. It's multiplication, not addition. If who you're with does not make you better, bye, Felicia. Right. Let the doorknob hit you where the dog should have bit you. Bye. Right. You ain't got to go, but you got to get the hell out of here. If you hang around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th.
Yep.
So you have got to watch your environment. And the closest thing to you is your partner, your mate. Exactly. So a giver and a giver is exotic. That's you and me. A giver and a taker is neurotic. And a taker is psychotic.
It's a good message, right?
Most relationships.
That's came for that. And everybody came back with the, I ain't even need that old boy. Man, we ain't got nothing but time. I like where you're at. I like where you're at. Speak on it.
In a relationship is the only time where the math.
So
what y'all think about that?
So let me tell you what's interesting about what he just said, because I've had some conversations in the last week that were interesting. And let me just say, let me do a PSA right the fuck now. If you are married, right? If you are married, you are the most insane individual to walk the face of this earth if you take advice from a single person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You have lost the last stem cell that you could possibly have. You've lost that. Let me tell you, and let me say this, because my own daughter, my oldest daughter, told me blatantly. She said, "Mom, if you wasn't married, I wouldn't listen to shit you say." Because how am I going to be able to give you wisdom on being in a relationship when I don't have my own relationship? Clearly, if I'm not in a relationship and I'm at a certain age and I want to be in a relationship, I might be the problem. You're not going to like what I'm saying, and that's okay. You may not agree with what I'm saying, but that's okay. And if you don't, that's because your ass is deniable. That's all it is. You are in a state of denial. You are in a state of, I can't take accountability for my bullshit. You are in a state of, I'm not self-aware about who I am. Because when you sit there and take advice from somebody who is not even in a relationship, you are fucking insane. Period. And I say that to say this. You have situations where people are going to come to you and ask you your thought process on how they move. And I'm going to say this because I want everybody in the back to hear this. This man I give him grace just like he gives me grace. Why? Nigga, because God gave us grace. Okay, I get upset because this shit be making me mad.
Don't get mad, boo.
How can I not give him grace when God gives me grace for my indiscretions every single day? I'm not always the best version of me. I don't always make the best decisions for me or my family. Sometimes I falter. Sometimes I'm unsure of myself. God gives me grace. So how dare I? How fucking dare I look at my husband and go, oh, no, nigga, you fucked up. Oh, no, I can't even deal with this. We're going to have to do something else. How dare I? I'll say it again for the people in the back. How dare you? You stood there and you took an oath between God, your family, and your friends. You break that oath, you are going to get the wrath of everything that comes with that. Why? Because you broke an oath. Period. So what comes down with that is giving each other grace means, hey, we gonna get through this shit no matter what. There's been times when my husband needed a minute. I could have been that chick. Nah, I ain't got time for this shit. This nigga tripping. Oh, he ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. He ain't da 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 da. Right? I'm sure it's the same for him. Hey, you know what? My wife tripping. She ain't doing this. She ain't doing that. This bitch is da 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 da. Right? He could have done that to me. But at the end of the day, we took an oath. And that's something that you got to value before you value anything else. You can't sit here and watch these Lifetime movies and these soap operas and think that's real life. You can't get emotional about some shit that you're bringing on yourself. Give each other grace and allow each other to fix each other. Now, are there some relationships out there that, yes, you need to go your separate ways? Absolutely. Absolutely. There are some. But at the end of the day,
yeah, if you're getting beat on or he going upside, or y'all going
what's
upside
up, sis?
y'all going upside each other's head, then yeah, y'all need to quit. But if it's something, if it ain't that, y'all need to try to work that out.
Dude, anything you should be able to talk about any and everything, because if that's not your person, what the fuck you marry him for? Because let me tell you something about marriage. It's not always pretty. We've had some very unpretty moments. But when we went to bed at night, whether we were still pissed at each other or not, we understood that, yo, this person makes me better. I learn from the mistakes that I make with this individual. And at the end of the day, they make me better. Whether they teach me how to love, whether they teach me how to be patient, whether they teach me how to give grace, whether they teach me how to grow, how to expand, how to multiply, whatever that may be and what that may look like, they teach me something and they make me better. If your person isn't not making you better, then I get it. It may be time to part ways.
Your prosperity is predicated, as a man, your prosperity is predicated on who you have laying right next to you when you go to bed at night. If they ain't if your prosperity is going down the drain, it's either two things. It's either that you don't have the knowledge, or you don't care to have the knowledge, or you have a bad partner.
Yeah.
And if you have the bad partner, that means you got to drag both of y'all.
That part.
Because I ain't telling you to get a divorce because they don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm telling you that somebody better figure out what they need to do.
Figure it out.
And then somebody better take, one going to take lead. The other one better sit back and figure out how to help.
Hey, for real. Because that's why it's called a help meet. Help me meet. Sometimes, and listen, this man is sitting right here. So if I'm saying anything wrong, please believe he's going to correct me. So sometimes for a woman or a wife, you have to help that man meet a certain criteria for himself to be what you need him to be what you want him to be.
I don't think they quite understand what you're saying. So it's not about the help meet part.
I love how he said, I don't think they quite understand. Go on, talk to him.
The help meet part is a big thing, but the true responsibility of a woman is to multiply. You take what you give them and they multiply it. If they not multiplying, they broken. The machine is broke.
Mm-hmm.
if they don't know how to multiply, then you need to help them learn how to multiply. That way your house can multiply.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, man, it be times where people be out of order. It don't be right. And then you gotta sit down and argue and tell them about principles and try to figure out the best way to convey yourself.
Listen, have I ever been out of pocket?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Whether I was in my feelings or maybe I lacked understanding of the situation, I was out of pocket.
Excuse me.
But my husband had enough grace to say, well, I'm not finna throw her away because she out of pocket. I'm just going to help her understand why she's out of pocket so that hopefully in the future, she'll never get out of pocket again, at least not on this situation.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's cool that when I tell you, you might be in your feelings, you be like, no, I'm not doing that. But then you come to your senses and you go, you know what? He was right about that. I'm just going to do right in this particular situation.
Just going to do what it needs to be. Do what it do. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Like,
yeah, because I can't force you to do nothing. So
absolutely,
all I can do is say, hey, this
absolutely.
is the way. This is the way we're trying to go. I need you to help me meet these expectations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Between here and now, I need these things done.
Chris says, I don't view a wife as subordinate to a man. I view a wife as an extension of that man, a part of him, no different than his arm or leg.
That's what a subscription is.
That's what it is, Chris.
Yeah, the Bible says two become one.
That's what it is. And that's some of the things that I had to explain to our children, even because our children, trust me, with our blended family, they tried it.
Oh, man.
They tried
every
it.
last one of them.
They would tell daddy something, not tell mommy something. Tell mommy something, not tell daddy something. Well, mommy said, well, daddy said, well, I asked dad, you didn't talk. Oh my God, they tried it until we finally said to them, listen, if you don't talk to the both of us, you don't talk to none of us.
Right.
We are one. So if you want to sit down and have a conversation, come sit down with the both of us and have that conversation. Get on get on a call and have that conversation with us. That's the one thing that we will never not do is not speak to our children, whether we at work. It don't matter where we at. If our kids need us, we're talking to them right then and there because they know our life and they know what we do and how busy we are. So if they call on some shit that they got to handle, then we're like, okay, what's going on? And we have that conversation. But we had to tell our children, listen, you can't go to him and not me. You can't come to me and not him. Like, just because I said cool, your daddy got to say cool too. Just because your daddy said cool, your mama got to say cool too. And so they've now learned where now they'll go, can you tell dad? Can you tell mom? Is it okay if I'm like, all right, let me ask your dad. Let me see what's going on. And, it's going to be a group decision, a group effort. But we really have to get away from not like, what the fuck is you in a relationship for? And I know that some people out there go, well, marriage is too hard. It ain't for you then. And that's okay. That's okay if it's not for you. That's cool. But don't get mad.
So is maintaining a mortgage.
Hey.
That could be hard too. But you got to.
But I got one better.
But I want the house. So
I want the house. I enjoy the house. Right. I got help even maintaining a job.
Yeah.
But it helps you pay your bills.
It requires maintenance.
But it helps you pay your bills.
Right.
You so dedicated to that job. You so dedicated to being a slave for somebody else, but you're not dedicated to the person that fucking loves you and is willing to go a certain mile for you. When they're having an indiscretion, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And listen, I'm the first to say it. We all have a downfall. We all fall short. You supposed to be better than me because I'm falling short at a specific time and maybe you're doing well, so you're better than me now? That's not how this works.
Some people, Chris, there's somebody out there, man. You just got to be in those spots, in those places.
He says, I'm convinced that single women are worthless. Good women are married. I'm not going to say that single women or men are worthless because I know some great single men, and they're single because they can't find the partner that is going to meet their expectations or be able to do for them what they want to do for their partner. So I do know some people who are single because they refuse to sell themselves short they have a certain criteria of what they desire and what they want, and that's fine. I remember having a conversation with my mom before she passed away, and I forgot exactly how it went, but I called my mother one day because I wanted to know if I was shallow. I was like, Mom, am I shallow because these are some of the things that I want in my person? And one of the things was, I do want you to look like something. I look at my husband every day, whether he knows it or not, and I think that's a handsome ass man. This man is sexy. He has his own pizzazz, his own style. His confidence exudes who he even knows he is. Like, that's an attraction to me. When you're a confident man, you're confident in yourself, you're confident in how you move. That's a huge turn on for me. Like, that blows me away. Now, I don't like cocky. I like confident, because cocky is like, nigga, shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you made a 3, 10 times in a row, what if you missed that 11th time? Like, it can happen. But when you're confident, that is like a huge turn on for me. And I look at my husband and the way he carry himself, his confidence in the man of who he is and who he thinks he is and who he wants to be. And that's a huge attraction for me. But I asked my mom one day, I was like, Mom, am I shallow? She said, baby, you're not shallow. You just want what you want. And that made me kind of sit back and go, damn, yeah, I just want what I want. Am I wrong for wanting what I want? Now, there are some people out there, I call them the build a bitch people. They want to build a bitch. She got to have this. She got to have that. She got to have all these qualities that it's going to take 10 women to make up your one. Hence why men have multiple women. Same thing for women. He got to do this. He got to do that. Okay, that's that 80-20 rule, though. That's that 80-20 rule. You got 80% at home, but because you see that bright and shiny 20 that you don't get at home, you think that's it. You think that's where I'm supposed to go. That's where I'm supposed to be. That's what it is right there. I need that 20%. Not understanding, nigga, it's 20%. He not doing, he might be bigger than whatever you dealing with. He might be prettier. He might dress well. He might smell better. He might take you out and do the finest things. But that nigga is dogging you when ain't nobody looking. That's your 80-20.
Well, y'all, I'm sure that y'all find the one that you're looking for and everything will be good. It's just that if you really want that, you got to look for it. You got to go out and be out there where they at. So you finna do another video or we finna get out of here? It's getting a little late.
I think we got one more video. I'm gonna hit them with this one that you posted. And let me I don't know what's going on this one. Let me try to pause it. What's happening?
What is that?
This one is the cop not doing his job.
Oh, I sent that. Yeah.
So again, Sean be sending videos. So
I just be sending stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go into it real quick.
People tag me and then I'll watch it and then I send it to my wife or whatever or whoever.
Yeah. So this particular video is cop not doing his job. Let's see what's going on with this, shall we?
Let's go into your vehicle and help. You got 2 officers right here. They can do it. You do not need me at this point. What's going on, sir? Officer Torres wants to inspect the truck, which he has all right to do. And I will not obstruct them from doing it. Okay. Legally have to assist you in doing your job. You have to assist with the controls. No, I do not. Yes, you do. By law, you are required to submit to the inspection. And I submit and operate the control. No, absolutely not. I have no obligation for interfering if he doesn't assist. No, I'm not interfering. You can do your job. You can do your job. I'm not stopping you from doing your job. You have to operate the controls. No, why do I have to? Do you assist me? Driver? Do you assist me doing the pre-trip? Ask my question. Are you the driver? I don't answer questions. He's right. So you're obligated to do. I'm not obligated to assist government. Give me the keys. They're in the truck. Go ahead. You operate it. There you go. There you go. Go sit on the curb. No, I'm standing here because I don't trust you. I'm thinking sabotage. All right, because right here. This is a person is guilty of interfering with an officer, which I'm not doing. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm not. No, I don't care what you say. Sir, I gave Officer Torres carte blanche authority to inspect the truck.
By performance of his duty, because it's required that you operate.
No, it is not. Citizens do not have to help government do their job.
You are driving this, you are responsible to do it.
When I do my P-trip, do you assist me?
We're not required to be.
And I'm not required to help you. I'm not required to help you. There's no law saying that I have to help you do your job.
I love that he said, when I do my pre-trip, do you assist me? Like, bro, what the fuck is you talking about? So, yes, okay, you get stopped and you can't figure out how to, what up, sis? You can't figure out how to open up my glove compartment box because it's locked. I don't have to go get the key and unlock that for you. Not without a warrant. You got to go get a warrant for these things. And let me tell y'all something real quick.
Even if he had a warrant, he doesn't help him do his investigation.
Nah.
Like the cop wanted him to help him with the investigation. That's not how it works. The cop got to do his job.
Listen, we got a truck driver on the line right now. My sis Cammie is in the building. Yo, what up, Cammie?
Cammie, if you get pulled over by the police and the police wants you to operate the controls for his investigation, are you obligated by law? I already looked it up, but you're a current operator of a 16-wheeler.
Yes, she'd be pushing
of a big rig. Do you have to help the cop do his investigation?
We already know the answer, but we gonna let the truck driver tell you, because Miss Cammie Flowers, I'm glad you on, because we about to talk about you for a little bit in a good way. She said yes.
In what way?
In what way? What controls?
All you got to do is move out of his way, right?
Yeah, because it's been looked up. And Chris says, you pull into an inspection place and they tell you to push on your brakes to check the brakes, you have to do it. That is pushing.
Oh, because your job's a federal job. What I'm talking about is an independent truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
Gets pulled over on the side of the road. He leaves his keys in the rig, and the officers want to do an inspection on his rig. Now, he's not pulling nothing. He's just got the vehicle part of the big rig part, but not the trailer.
And they want to do an inspection.
They want to do an inspection of just his not his trailer, but the truck.
She said all truckers are federal.
Okay, so I looked it up, and it says, in general, you are not legally required to help the police investigate a crime unless there is a specific law in your jurisdiction that mandates the cooperation. So whatever state he was in, if they didn't have a mandate or a law, which the dude tried to show him a law, and the law was just saying that if he didn't help him with, it said that that if he obstructed him from doing his job,
and he didn't obstruct it,
right?
He said, "Go ahead."
So let me see what it says if you're a federal driver.
So independent truck driver is subjected to DOT. Yes, the truck is subjected to federal law. Right. So and Cammie says, she says they can search the cab, not the back, and hold on. Wrong one. Right. This one here. They have a search warrant. Right.
He didn't have a search warrant. He wanted him to turn the car over and do some stuff, turn the truck over and work the controls while they figure out what they wanted
to do. And
that's
he's like,
and that's considered helping him with an investigation.
Because by law it says you can't incriminate yourself either.
Right.
So if I'm helping you find some shit, I'm incriminating myself. I'm not going to do that. And so Cammie says, there it is. He can't do that.
Right. That's what I thought.
What we thought.
Yeah. Now, if they wanted to check the trailer, he would have to walk back there and unlock the trailer.
Yes.
Which, if he didn't, would be obstruction of justice.
Right. And then they can do whatever they need to do at that point. So here's what's interesting about this video, because they love to get you for obstruction.
Yeah, they're always trying to get somebody.
And let me tell y'all something. This is a PSA to everybody's watching. Please understand, if they try to get you for obstruction, that's because they got nothing else.
They don't have nothing.
They literally have nothing else. So all they're going to do is say, well, you didn't give me your name and because you were pissed off and you're like, why are you fucking asking me for my name in the first place? So, and here's the thing, there's a law that says if you give the name, you are who you say you are. That you are who you say you are.
State of Nevada, you just have to state your name. You don't have to give up ID for that.
Well, see, Chris, the DOT is the Department of Transportation. That's not the law.
They don't supersede
the law. And that's what we're trying to tell you.
They don't supersede the Constitution.
The law is the law. You can't be above the law. Like, you've heard that terminology before. You can't be above the law. So if the law says you can do X, Y, and Z, bro, go do what you need to do. Get a search warrant if you need to search this shit. But I'm not finna show you. Listen, I was a security supervisor for quite some time. I used to have to go out and I used to have to inspect the officers' weapons. I don't get to inspect your weapon and then tell you, hey, help me take this mag out. Like, if that's part of my inspection. If it's not working accordingly, then I got to write that up that it's not working accordingly. But I'm supposed to know what the fuck I'm doing before I try to inspect something that I've never inspected before. I'm supposed to be qualified, certified to inspect whatever it is I'm inspecting. So if you're not qualified, if you're not certified, then you don't need to be inspected. I'm not going to help you do some shit that you're not supposed to be doing in the first place.
So what it falls under is no legal duty to assist. In general, citizens are not obligated to assist police unless there is a specific law requiring them to, such as reporting certain crimes in some states.
Mm-hmm.
First law of a search or an investigation from the cop is that you have the right to remain silent.
Mm-hmm.
You are not required to answer questions from a law enforcement under the Fifth Amendment, which is a part of the Constitution.
Right.
You have the right to remain silent and avoid self-incrimination.
What did I say earlier?
So you do not have to help the police.
Chris says, okay, I'm telling you, I've held a Class A license since the mid-90s. I'm also a mechanic, and it's my job to make sure our fleet can go through an inspection. Chris, it's your job.
It's your job to do that. Yeah.
Not the cops.
It's not the cops to
Right.
pull you over and say, oh, you need to help with this investigation. That's not how it works.
Right. And that's what we're saying. He says, if they tell you to push on the brake pedals, you have to do it. If they tell you to turn on the headlights and signals, you have to do it. Now that's great.
That's at a truck stop
exactly.
where the investigation is supposed to be held. This guy was pulled over on the side of the road.
Right. The same rules do not apply because now you're just pulling a guy over to be pulling him over.
When you pull over to a truck stop and they do those type of investigations,
you're subjected to specific rules.
You're volunteering already when you pulled into it.
Mm-hmm. When you pulled into it. And that's the thing people don't understand. No, they cannot do that anywhere. They cannot. I'll say it again. They cannot. And that's the problem. People seem to think that they can because they tell you, let me tell you something. The cops don't even know the law. A lot of the shit they do is because they're told to do it. They have no idea why they're even doing it. Ben says, what up, Ben? In the building. I'm having a little cough attack here. Ben says that officer definitely had personal beef, definitely screwing with the trucker because he couldn't get trucker on anything else. Blatant. Exactly. DOT is different. DOT is different. Yes, Kemi, they can do an inspection anywhere. But if you're not equipped to understand how to do an inspection, it's not my job to teach you.
I shouldn't have to teach you or show you.
I shouldn't have to teach you how to do your job.
He had 5 cops out there. If he needed the brakes pressed, he could have had one of the cops do
press the brakes for him.
Right.
Yeah. Real quick, since we got Kemi on the line, for whatever reason, these videos did not post, but we got a special gift from Kemi and her grandbaby. Chris says, no, they can have the driver do it. And the driver can refuse. Legally, the driver can refuse and said, no, you go ahead and do it. I don't trust you. Especially if they're being aggressive. Kemi says, they can't get in your truck for no reason. Exactly. Once again, if they're doing an inspection, they're supposed to be equipped with the knowledge to do the inspection. And when the driver refused, they can impound the fucking truck. And then they will be sued for impounding a truck illegally. We got to stop being afraid to let motherfuckers fuck up. We got to stop being afraid of that. Let them do it so that the trucking company can go, yo, you out of line for this shit, so that it can be televised. It can be on the news. They can sue for it so that they can stop doing it. That's the shit that I'm talking about. Chris says, trust me, I've gotten myself into some shit. Chris, I'm sure you have.
We know, Chris. We know.
We know you have. But real quick, let me touch on some of this stuff that Kemi has done for us. She says they can shut you down, but they can't impound. So there you go. Cranes is different. Let me get into something real quick. So Kemi did something. Her and her grandbaby Jada, Miss Jada, did something that was really cool. So first and foremost, for whatever reason, the video did not come up. I wasn't able to send it to myself because it said it was too big. But I'm just going to show you this cake real quick. Email them, text them, put your order in. Matter of fact, I got one of the candy apples right here so you can see it.
Oh, yeah. Scrumdiddlyumptious.
This is white chocolate strawberry shortcake situation.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
I ain't gonna lie, it's probably finna go down. It's probably finna go down tonight.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
I'm feeling some type of way. You know, I ain't drank no alcohol in a long time, and y'all see that I done killed my glass.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
So yeah. And I'm telling you, Chris, wow is right, bro. So Kemi is on the line. Kemi says it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for dropping that off to us. She said, listen, you guys' anniversary is coming up. She was at the funeral. She did our photography. And she was like, I want to make you guys something. And Kemi, put in there what type of cake that is. She says, we have 28 different apples, y'all. 28 different apples. And let me just highlight a couple more things that my sis does, if she don't mind. She does nails. So you need to check out her nails. I believe it's Trucker Girl Makeup. She's also an MUA. And I'm not talking about your average MUA. I'm talking about an MUA for fucking movies. Like, she could get you looking like an alien if you need to look like an alien. Chocolate Irish cream cake is what it is. Chris said 28. Wow. Chris, I'm telling you, bro. I'm going to crack this open tonight. I'll let y'all know how this was next week. But yes, chocolate Irish cream cake. She does photography. She does makeup. She does treats. Look, he says, Cammy, enough of that. And she's phenomenal at almost everything she does. And she also pushes big 18 wheels. So Chris says, you're going to drive me nuts. Yeah, Chris is like us. He got a little bit of a sweet tooth. I only get a sweet tooth once a month. Hint, hint. So I'm about to tear this up. The cake, Cammy says we got to take it out the refrigerator about an hour and a half before we cut it.
Oh,
let it get to
I ain't
room
got that much
temperature.
time, man.
Well, I'm going to take it out tonight. You can cut a piece to go with you tomorrow.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we finna go and get this diabetes in. But listen, real quick, because we didn't give y'all the opportunity. You know, we got to give y'all the opportunity for questions. We got to give y'all that opportunity for questions. It's been a long show tonight. We glad y'all was rocking with us, hanging with us, staying with us. If you got any questions, concerns, go ahead and ask them, because we're about to wrap this thing up. Chris says, Cammy, your work is beautiful. Yes, Chris, it absolutely is. She said, you eat it now, LOL. I should take a bite right now, huh? Should I take a bite on so they can see? Let me take a bite real quick. I ain't trying to bust no tooth or nothing. I'm having dental issues. You know, my little...
You giving us ants.
Right. My little bow fell off. Let me take a bite. Chris said, yeah, do it. First, y'all see how pretty the... look at that. Y'all see how pretty...
Hold the bag under there.
Look at that. Y'all see how pretty that is? I got the little rhinestones on it.
Can you eat that? Can you eat the stick?
No, you can't eat the stick. But I'm finna go and get it.
You ain't bite it big.
Oh
you
my
ain't
God.
do a big bite.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's good, y'all.
Listen.
This covering is good, whatever it is.
Yo. So it's like, oh no, baby.
Baby, you did it.
No. Oh, man, you can't be. Oh, shit. You can't be fucking up like that. Hold on. Listen. Oh my God. Listen. Sis.
You messed up my school clothes.
You be all right. That's what we got a washer and dryer for. We work hard for it. Listen. The strawberry crunch. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me take a piece out of there. Y'all see that? That's the white chocolate strawberry crunch on the outside.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh. Damn, I was not expecting that.
Show is scrumptious.
I was not expecting that at all. Mm-hmm.
Any questions, y'all, before we get up out of here?
Shit. Yo, this good as hell, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even finna hold you.
I'm Sean Cheltenham, and I'm one of the hams.
I too am the Treasure Cheltenham,
and I too
am one of the hams.
Chris said he about to reach through the screen.
Man, listen, Chris, we got ooh wee. Listen, hit her up.
Yeah, I'm one of the hams, y'all. This is the Ham Show. Thank y'all for chiming in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m.
Hump day.
Y'all hit us up next week. We're gonna have something good for you. We're gonna be talking about politics next week. So get your stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking about executive orders and a whole bunch of other stuff. Y'all hit us up.
I got you, sis.
Let us know.
She said, let me know how the cake tastes.
Y'all have a good evening. God bless.
God bless. Peace and blessings to you. Have a good weekend. This is the Ham Show live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Tell a friend, tune in next week. Make sure you bring a friend with you. We are the Hams, and we are out.
We is out, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.